You would have thought that when Ukraine asserted its independence in 1991 and the Soviet Union imploded, and we therefore, quote unquote, won the Cold War, that there would have been some understanding that, well, okay, if that's great for us, we should secure not only Ukraine's independence, but the other non Russian nations that also declared independence. Well, we did the opposite. We stripped Ukraine of its nuclear arsenal, the third largest in the world. We stripped it of its conventional weaponry. We stripped it of any ability to defend itself against what Ukrainians knew would be another invasion by Russia. If Putin couldn't suborn the country, which he tried, then there would be the invasion, and that's what we have right now. So when we look at this in the broadest perspective, the issue on the table for us is our global deterrence credibility. If we do not, and let me add a couple of other things. What's going on right now, among other matters, obviously, is that Ukraine, in defending itself against the Russian invasion, is simultaneously defending itself against and weakening the source of what we call loosely Islamic terrorism against the West. It was established, curated, funded, directed by Moscow since the 1970s, including the use of the airplane as a terrorist weapon. The head of Romania's Foreign Intelligence Service during communist days visited Moscow in the 70s, and he was told very directly that the only way that the Soviet Union will win against the United States is to weaken it through terrorism. And the tool that they came up with was the use of the airplane. So Ivan al-Zawahiri, if that name doesn't ring a bell, it should. He was Osama bin Laden's lieutenant. He spent 6 months in Russia and was and decamped to Afghanistan in 1997. And he's the one who came up with the airplane into the two twin towers. That was not his own bright idea. It's rooted back into what he was exposed to in Russia. The reason for these several examples is that there is, I guess the power of, or the lack of credibility, if we're going to be believed that we are going to stand by other allies, or if we're going to be doing anything in the international sphere that requires respect on the part of foes and enemies and credibility on the part of our allies. If you throw Ukraine under the bus now, given its significance to us, then, what are you going to do with any other country, right? Who else puffed up their nukes?
Yeah.
Anybody hear of the Cuban Missile Crisis? Guess where those ballistic missiles were manufactured? The heart of the Soviet Union's nuclear weapon system was established in Ukraine because of the local talent there. The people there are pretty bright, technology-wise and otherwise. So if Ukraine goes down the tubes, that talent, those resources are going to be resurrected. And we're going to have a terrible time